What's up, cool cats and kittens? It is me, Uncle Mad, back for another week of NFL picks with our real-life New York City handicapper, Sissy.
Hi.
Last week, we kind of had a down week, dropped to 1-4 on the picks. But in Sissy's defense, I've been the one making the picks. She just narrows down from 10 to 5, so the picks were flawed to begin with. Overall, the 10 picks I gave her went 3 and 7, so even if she had picked better, it was a loser from the get-go. So no fault of Sissy's. So we're going to change things up this week. Instead of me just saying, here are some bets I like, which ones do you like best? I'm just going to give Sissy some games that I think have some possible bettable spreads, because it was a weird week looking at the schedule. There's like games that I won't bet because my team or a team's rival is in them. There's games where it's just weird teams that I don't have a feel for, so I don't want to bet. So I picked out a few. Going to give her the teams, the spread, answer any questions she might have about those games, and let her decide what the pick would be. And we'll only do 5. I think I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 games. We'll get 5 picks out of these 7 games and see how we turn out. Before we get into the picks, we have a new title sponsor for this video series. Got to give them a shout out. The Taco Bell at 5765 Old Hickory Boulevard, Hermitage, Tennessee 3706 is the presenting sponsor for Sissy's NFL picks. Not the one by Walmart. Don't go to that one. They stink. Tell them Leroy, the third shift manager, sent you. Thank you to Taco Bell for your sponsorship.
Thank you.
What's your favorite thing on the menu at Taco Bell?
The double, what do you call it? The double taco.
Double-decker taco.
Yeah, double-decker supreme.
I'm a cheesy gordita crunch man myself, but that's what we got going on. Thank you to Taco Bell for sponsoring us. Thank you, Leroy, the third shift manager, for facilitating that.
Thank you.
Did I say Leroy the first time, or did I change his name midway through? Oh well, we can fix that in post. Probably not. All right, so let's get into it. The picks presented by Taco Bell on Old Hickory Boulevard, not the one by Walmart. Don't go to the one by Walmart. All right, here's what I got. First game, we want to look at Las Vegas Raiders, Atlanta Falcons. The Raiders are a 3-point favorite in this game.
Wait a minute. Let me see what you got on your little piece of paper. I gotta say.
Glasses for different glasses.
It just, changing of the guard.
It literally just says what I just read.
I'm not... The Ravens, they have 3. Raiders, I'm sorry, have 3.
They're a 3-point favorite in this game. Falcons coming off a loss to the New Orleans Saints. Raiders coming off a shootout loss to the Chiefs. Raiders fighting for a playoff spot. Atlanta just wanting the season to be over. At Atlanta, Atlanta's got the home field, but I don't know if they have fans there or not, so I don't know how much home field advantage they get.
Let's go with... Okay. They're playing at Atlanta.
At Atlanta.
That's... Atlanta's on a... They're on a... You know, they're on a big high right now, so...
They just lost to New Orleans last week.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean their city and all. But they lost last week. Yeah, I do it by environment around it too.
Interesting. I've never really thought about that. That's maybe good advice.
Yes. That's what I'm here for, right?
Yeah, that's why we brought you in.
So, let's not go with that, because Atlanta, they're doing pretty good right now with their city, and their fans are going to be happy.
Okay. Okay, so
does that make sense?
Yep. So not taking a pick there, just staying away from that game?
Yeah.
Okay.
For that reason.
Sure. City of Atlanta is thriving. People are happy. Could funnel into the team and cause them to perform better. Good, solid logic. All right, next game I have listed. New York Giants at Cincinnati Bengals. The Giants are 6-point favorites. They've hit a bit of a stride. They have a chance to win their terrible, awful division, because everybody in that division just stinks. They're like tied for first, but even though they've only won 3 games. Bengals, 1 win all season. 2 wins all season? 2 wins, I think, this season. But just lost first overall draft pick quarterback, rookie sensation Joe Burrow to a torn ACL. So they'll have to turn to whoever their backup quarterback is. I do not have that information listed on the card because all I have is the teams and the spread. But the Bengals, whose season was not going well, is now in even more trouble with their top star rookie quarterback out. But the Giants still have only won 3 games. What do we think about this game?
I, of course, like the Giants. I already won on them once.
I thought you might.
And I know I'm in Tennessee now. I've accepted that fact.
That is
finally,
true.
After 7 years.
Glad that you lived in denial of the fact that you were in Tennessee for 7 years. That's
not that I was in Tennessee, just that I.
Were you telling people on the phone like, no, I'm still in New York, but don't come by the house. I'm not there, but I am in New York.
I am a New Yorker, though.
As am I, by marriage.
By marriage, yeah, by injection, but you're not.
Honorary New Yorker.
Yes. I gotta go.
On the record.
I've got to go with Giants.
All right, so we're going with the Giants. That's
yeah.
Going to log that as a pick, official pick number 1. All right, next game. We're staying in the New York region. Buffalo Bills, 5.5 point favorite over the LA Chargers.
What are the Chargers? What's their record, Ben?
They are, I want to say 2-7, maybe 3-7. They've lost a lot of close games. They've seemed to find ways to screw themselves up and lose games.
Yeah.
They've got a really good rookie quarterback, Justin Herbert, throwing balls over the place. Buffalo, on the other hand, has Josh Allen, who at one point in time was some people's dark horse MVP candidate. 2 teams can probably score a lot of points. Buffalo's in playoff contention. They're kind of in control of the AFC East to clinch that division if they can keep getting wins. LA, on the other hand, their season's pretty much over.
I think they've been winning. I think Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you have done that?
I would lean that way too because I don't trust the Chargers to be able to win 2 games in a row. Actually, hold on. We're going to just keep with the New York trend going because my next game I've got on the card.
You got the Jets?
The Jets, the Miami Dolphins, the New York Jets. Miami had been rolling a little bit. They switched over to Tua. They'd won like 3 or 4 games in a row, looking like they were going to sneak into the playoffs.
But Jets won last week, right?
Jets did not.
They didn't.
They covered.
Yeah.
They were the first team that the Chargers found out a way to beat. But they stayed within the number, which is good, but they still lost.
Yeah.
Miami, difficult loss to Denver. I think Denver had the right defensive strategy for the rookie quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa, who probably wasn't ready for what he was up against. He'll be back in this week. The Jets, I don't think, have as smart of minds in the coaching region as Denver did last week to be able to kind of counter him. Miami's a 7-point favorite. That's a full touchdown.
I was going to say Miami, and didn't we already win on Miami once already?
We won on Miami on our first week, and then we had them last week, and they lost. It was kind of a surprise game against Denver. Denver kind of pulled the upset, but I think Denver has a better coaching staff than the Jets. I think the Jets' coaching staff is the worst in the league.
I want to stick with Miami.
All right.
And the Jets, they play in Jersey.
That's true. So do the Giants.
So I really don't consider them a New York team.
The Giants play in Jersey too, so.
But they're actually the New York team. The Jets,
okay.
Yeah.
The logic checks out on that, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next game. We've got Kansas City, 3.5-point favorites over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady looked atrocious in the last 2 games the Bucs have played, but there's some kind of weird.
Can't stand him.
People seem to think that maybe there's something weird about he's no longer able to play at night because he's old, maybe. I don't know. Because he's looked good the last few day games, but then 2 primetime games, he's pooped in the bed.
Does he just not like Miami?
It's primetime
Florida?
games. He's playing in Florida. I mean, he's there, I think 6-3, 6-4, something like that. So they're weird. They've had good games, but every time they've played a primetime featured game, he's looked terrible. He threw 2 of the worst interceptions I've ever seen in my life on the game this past week against the Rams on Monday Night Football. So short week for them. Chiefs have an extra day rest. Chiefs are probably the best team in the league.
I just don't like Brady, so it wouldn't be fair because I would be betting on just not liking him.
Okay, so you think maybe we should just stay away from that game because of your bias?
I would just because, I can't. You know how I feel about him.
Fair enough. We got burned on a New England pick on the week 1 because she picked New England against New England just because she has her own reasons. We won't get into it here. This is a football show. All right, so we'll just stay away from that game then. No pick there. So we got 2 games left. Chicago, Green Bay. It's going to be the Sunday night football game. Green Bay is an 8.5-point favorite. That is a very big number for the NFL. Especially when you look at Chicago, they're actually like still 5-4. They're still somehow have a winning record despite how terrible they've been. But they can't score points. So the key to this game has to be, can their stellar Super Bowl quality defense hold Green Bay close? Because their offense certainly isn't going to score enough points to keep it close.
What's each, the stats on each again? I wasn't listening.
Chicago's 5-4.
Yeah.
They've lost like 2 out of the last 3, maybe even 3 in a row. Can't score points at all. Their offense is terrible. Green Bay's pretty much beaten up on all the teams they should beat. They've, their losses, they lost to the Colts. They lost to Tampa Bay. That was one of the random games where Brady didn't look like a crazy person. So they've beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and they've beat them pretty well. They had a weird loss to Minnesota that I still don't understand for a couple weeks ago. That's kind of the weird thing about this game is Green Bay kind of goes up and down, but they're coming off their down week, losing to the Colts last week. So do they bounce back here against a terrible Chicago team?
I say give them a chance.
Give them a chance?
Yeah.
Green Bay?
Yeah. I'm not. It's not like I'm 100% on that, but I think the odds are for them.
If we were ever 100% on any bets, we'd make a lot more money.
Yeah.
All right. Final game that I had listed is Monday Night Football. Seattle Seahawks, Philadelphia Eagles. Seattle is a 5-point favorite. Seattle's biggest weakness, much like the Titans, has been their defense has been complete garbage. Offense can score points. Philadelphia is awful. They can't do anything. Carson Wentz might be the worst starting quarterback in the NFL. This was one of those that I looked at and went, why is Seattle only a 5-point favorite? I feel like they should be at least 8.5. If Green Bay's an 8.5-point favorite over Chicago, Seattle should be way more than 5 over Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is, to me, worse than Chicago, but it's weird. I think Seattle's going to Philly, so maybe a little West Coast, East Coast flip, but it's a Monday night game, so it's not like they're playing early in the morning, what would be the weird early time. They got plenty of time to acclimate to the time change, to be on the opposite coast, and Philly's just terrible. I can't stress that enough. Philly's been just atrocious.
I think just a no-brainer.
Seattle?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, I believe we have our 5 picks then.
It.
So to review, here's what we've got. We've got the Giants -6 against the Cincinnati Bengals. We've got Buffalo -5.5 against the LA Chargers. Miami -7 against the Jets. Green Bay -8.5 against Chicago. And we have Seattle -5 against the Philadelphia Eagles. I like it. I think we've got a good card here. I think the picks are solid. I feel like we've got a week of winners coming up.
Yes. Let's hope.
Any final thoughts?
No, not at all.
Okay, that's it for us for this week. Make sure you go to Taco Bell, not the one by Walmart. The one by Walmart stinks. Go to the one over on Old Hickory Boulevard next to the Hardee's. Leroy will be waiting for you if you go during the third shift.
To Interstate 40.
Yep. That's it for Sissy's NFL Picks, presented by Taco Bell. As always, like the video, give us some comments. I don't know about what. Tell us which picks Sissy got wrong and which ones she got right. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Don't stand so close to me. Gamble responsibly.
See you next week.